Welcome back to the YouTube channel. And today what we're going to do is break down how to build an attractive offer for your audience. Okay. Now, building an offer is not the same as building a program. Building a program is like what you're going to deliver to your clients, like a training plan, like building out the actual stuff that you're going to hand over to them. Your offer is like the packaging that goes around that. It's the marketing around your program. Now, a lot of coaches will deliver a lot of very similar things, which is cool because that's what people need. But if you don't get this right, you will end up commoditizing yourself. And by commoditizing, I mean, it will sound like everyone else's. And if it sounds like everyone else's, people will expect it to be priced like everyone else's. And depending on what the rest of the people price theirs like, you're going to be stuck in that game. So we like to break that mold and build a really attractive, specific offer for our audience so we can break out of that and we can charge what the result is worth rather than just charge what every Tom, Dick and Harry around you is charging for the same thing. All right. So we're going to break down how to price your offer, how to make it niche specific, how to actually package your offer. And we do that in a pillar section, but I'll talk through that. Okay. And how to add guarantees to your offer to make it seem like a no-brainer for your audience. Now, if you don't know who you work with, if you don't know what your audience is, you've got two options. You can either go back through the YouTube videos and find the Understanding Your Niche video and watch that. Or underneath, if you sign up for our business builder, there's a section in there that will help you define what your audience is as well. It's completely free. All you need to do is put your email and you'll get access to a load of resources that will help you with sales and content and all of that stuff. All right. So don't forget to do that at the end of this video. Like we said earlier, we need to make sure that we're not commoditizing our offer because we need to get a certain price for the results that our program delivers. Now, at the time of filming this video, I would recommend for a starting online coach, like a very basic one, you probably want to be looking at somewhere between 150 and 200 pounds a month, depending on the length of your package and things like that. But you would want to get an average of around 150, 200 pound a month. If you are serious about scaling your business and you are a good coach that should be thinking about doing that, then you want to be looking at maybe 250 to 300 pound a month. The reason for that is if you are a very good coach, you should be able to scale relatively quickly with your business. Good results are easier to scale for us, especially, all right? So certain things are going to come out of the business. The costs are going to come out, which is your VAT, tax, paying for any kind of lead costs, paying for your software, all of this stuff. As your business grows, you're going to need more systems and you're going to need more people. And that will eat into your profit margin. So a business that's turning over, for example, 40 grand a month will actually make less money out of each client than a business doing 4 grand a month. But that just comes with the game. And if you want to scale your business and you're a good coach and it's going to grow to that point, you're going to want to maximize the amount of money you can get for your program. The second reason for it is you want to be able to get that much for your program so you don't need 1 million clients in order to get, a solid financial backing. So if you charge 150 pounds a month, you're going to need 20 clients to make 3 grand. Now, again, your business will incur some minor costs and tax and stuff like that as well. And for me, I don't pay staff £3,000. I don't have, realistically, if they hit their targets, no member of my team will earn £3,000 or less. The reason why is because I don't feel like it's fair to ask someone to live on £3,000 or less in today's climate. And I wouldn't want to, and I wouldn't want a business owner to. And 20 clients when you're starting out in your first few months is actually a good target to aim for. If you charge £200 a month, that's £4,000 a month. And the difference in the £50 to the client, you don't make tons more sales for being at 150 quid, but 50 quid over 20 clients is actually a big difference in your pocket at the end of the process. And I think it's better to invest time and effort in your skills and in your offer to get the £200 a month rather than just settle for getting 150 or less and ending up needing to take on a large amount of clients in order to do that. Because like I said, getting people to trust you enough to pay you £150 isn't much easier than getting people to trust you enough to pay £200. So I would just go where the effort's best used. Length of package, again, depends on the level of authority you have with the audience. Okay, I would always recommend if you're kind of new or you've got kind of low authority or your clients aren't, in massive pain, probably look at maybe 3 to 4 months, 3 for men, 4 for women. usually, especially if you body comp. I think personally, just because it takes a little bit longer to get women really, really good results because the bodies fight back a little bit more. That's a coaching conversation for another day. But you can go anywhere up to like 6 months for initial program. If you have good authority with your audience, you will be able to get people to sign up for 6 months as long as you package the offer correctly. The second thing that you need to do is you need to make sure that your offer speaks to your specific niche. It has to be specific for these people. Think about levels, right? If you're a fat loss coach, sound, right? It is a niche, sort of. However, you're in the sea of all the other fat loss coaches. So what makes you different? Why would people pay that price for you as opposed to X? All right, what do you do differently than all those? You have to go into a lot of depth with like your sales process in order to get that difference across. I like to go 3 levels, okay? So fat loss coach, that's 1 level, okay? Second level, who for? Fat loss coach for dads, that's 2 levels, okay? Again, it narrows the audience down. It means you can be more specific. It means that you can target your content better. It means you can target the right people. I always go 3 levels minimum, okay? So fat loss coach for dads who want to see their abs for the first time, okay? That would be 3 levels. It's fat loss, it's for dads. If they want to see their abs for the first time, it would assume that they've not been in amazing shape before, so this is a new thing for them. And it would also dictate that they're going to actually, push pretty hard to get abs. That would be my niche, okay? That would be the 3 things. Another example could be a muscle building program for women who have always stayed in the cardio section previously. 3 levels. Muscle building program, level 1. Muscle building program for women, level 2. Muscle building program for women who've never gone in the weight section before in their life, okay? 3 levels. Because it can change, right? Muscle building program for women who want to step on stage is a completely different program than the first one. But if you don't define that, you're leaving it open to interpretation and you're not being specific, okay? So think 3 levels of depth when you talk about your niche. The next step is the pillars of the program, okay? And these are going to be specific things that you name that are going to really stand out as the key performers of your audience, okay? So let's take the example of the fat loss program for dads who want to see the abs for the first time. Now, I could say that I'm going to give them a training plan, but everybody's going to give them a fucking training plan. What specifics am I going to put in place in order to make sure that this is specific for dads? Okay, especially dads who want to see their abs. So I'm thinking about the main concerns that dads who've never been in shape before have with training. Now, for me, if they've never been in shape before, they're probably not massive gym heads, which means that they probably don't love the gym or else they'd already go and they're already be in relatively good shape. So it's going to have to be like an easy kind of route for them. You're going to have to get them in the gym a minimal amount of times if they're not already in the routine. So mine would be like the 3-hour physique workout. Okay, training plan, 3-hour physique workout. And then I would say, look, this is designed for people who've never had any experience with training to go in, get the best bang for the buck with the equipment that's, with no technical exercises, that doesn't take you ages to learn or get to grips with, that you can do in just 3 hours a week. It's going to be 3 full body sessions. So you can use minimal equipment. You could even use your own garage if you wanted. And that's going to allow you to get superhero results in just 3 hours a week. That to them is dead specific. It answers a lot of the problems. I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I can use a gym because I'm competent with my own kind of function, but like, I'm probably not going to be the best squatter. I'm probably not going to be the best deadlifter. Putting in, reverse Zercher squats for somebody who's a beginner is going to fucking blow their head off. So it's got to be a basic, effective training program, and I need to make it seem that way. I need to make it seem achievable to them. Bearing in mind, these guys are beginners. Getting to see their abs for the first time would generally believe that most of them, again, are not massive gym people. Next bit would be nutrition, okay? So think about the issues, dads, all right? That means they've got kids, which means that certain constraints come with nutrition. So it'd be my family-friendly nutrition system, which allows me to eat with the family, that are quick, that are easy, that doesn't have your partner going off traditional things or yourself making multiple meals in the evening, but has a structured system for when you're at work. so that you're not overthinking your diet. You're not having to make loads of decisions on a daily basis because you're probably already tired because you've got a full-time job and you've got kids to look after and you're now going to the gym. So I want to make it seem really streamlined. Or I could just say, I'll write you a nutrition plan. You see how those two things are different. And then the third pillar could be something based around like their lifestyle. So it could be something, and again, I'm thinking about dads who are not massive gym people to start with. I would be thinking something like stress-free lifestyle solutions. So again, if they're dads and they're working a lot and they're the breadwinners for the home, they're generally going to be highly strung a lot of the time, okay? And they're going to need some downtime with the friends in order to stay on a plan for long enough. And they're going to need some solutions for their lifestyle that aren't overly like too robotic. So it would be a case of, stress-free lifestyle solutions. So what we're going to do is we're going to sit down and we're going to map out exactly what you like to do in your social life. And we're going to come up with custom solutions to each one of those things. So you can still enjoy them. You can still get the stress release from them. You can still live the lifestyle you enjoy. But what we're going to do is we're going to do it in a way that allows you to get results so that you can get your body in the way that you want so you can actually enjoy them more. All I've done in that whole thing is said, I'll write you a training plan, I'll write you a nutrition plan, I'll help you with handling your social life. But if you say, I'll write you a training plan, a nutrition plan, and handle your social life, they don't really understand what that could look like within coaching because they're not coaches. So those three pillars are going to be the cornerstones of your program. I like to give them names because I think it gives them power and it helps them stand out. And then as I'm describing it, I'm going to literally go deep into the concerns of that particular audience and how they're going to need their stuff set up. That's going to be the most creative thing that you do with this whole process, but take some time on it because it's important. When we bring coaches into our program, either in Kickstart or in CEO, okay, the first thing they do is sit down with a coach and we map this out with them to make sure that it's strong. This is how important I feel this is, that this is the first thing that we do. And it's always done on a one-to-one basis with our clients because we know if you have a strong offer that makes sense for a good niche, a lot of everything else that we do works much easier. Okay, so if you find yourself doing the strategies and you're like, I think I'm doing it right, but nothing's really moving, I'm not really getting much back, look at your offer, because I guarantee you there's probably work to be done on that. The final step of offer building is making it a no-brainer for your audience. Now, there's making it a no-brainer and then there's being silly. So I'm going to go through some kind of common examples of what you can do for guarantees. You are probably going to have a minimum term. You are probably also not going to have the finances to enforce a minimum term if someone decides to jack it off. You're not going to chase people. You're not going to take people to court. I would highly recommend not because I just think it makes you a bit of a prick, to be honest. So a good way, if you've got low authority and people are struggling with, I don't really know if I want to sign for 3 months or 4 months, be like, all right, well, what we could do is we could have a love or leave it guarantee. So if after the first 30 days, you don't like the program, you don't think it's going to work with you, you don't think it's great, then we'll stop the coaching there, we'll terminate the contract and you're happy to go on your way. Okay, that again just lowers the barriers. It helps them get on board with the program. Your job then is to deliver like fucking those first 30 days and for the rest of the program. We're assuming when I give you all of this advice, I'm assuming that you're doing a really good job with your coaching and you're putting tons of effort into your clients. Okay, because you should be. All right, so 30-day love it or leave it guarantee allows people to feel a little bit more at ease with the process, to jump on, to not overly concern themselves about contracts. If people wanted to leave after 30 days, they could anyway. And if they ghost you and they don't do anything and then they come back and say, I'd like to leave, realistically, did you want to take money off someone that wasn't really doing anything anyway? My advice would be no. The best way to solve problems like that is to get more leads and make more sales because then you won't care. That's generally my hypothesis on it. I always feel like people who like worry the most about that have the worst cash flow. So like if anyone's ever told you like, you can't go out of a contract, they're lying, you can. The other guarantee that works really well for our coaches is a results-based guarantee. So you need to put the onus on them. So I would always make this a conditional guarantee, okay? So conditional on you doing the 3 hours of training a week, conditional on you tracking your food, conditional on you completing, the tasks that we set to, pick a number. I always like somewhere between 80 and 90% adherence. I think 100's unrealistic personally, but 80, 90% adherence, you check in every single week so I can help you. And if you have any issues, you communicate rather than go silent. If you do all of those things and you don't get results with the program by the end, I'll give you a complete refund. It's never happened. I've never had, in 3 years of owning a fitness business and thousands of results, I've never had to give a refund for that reason, because everybody that did the work and held themselves accountable got a result. Okay. Because I set proper expectations for my clients when they came in about what they could expect. And again, the 30-day live it or leave it, you do get some people that it's not a good fit for. You do get some people that jump in a bit eager and then decide that they don't really like it, or they don't really want to do it, or they're not really in the right place to do it. That's fine. In my opinion, those people would have left anyway. So I haven't lost anything by having a 30-day love it or leave it. They would have asked to leave. They would have tried to void the contract. They would have bounced payments regardless. But what I have been able to do is then bring in this percentage of people that maybe have had a coach before that was shit or are a bit skeptical, and they've come into the program and they've enjoyed it and they've stayed. Okay, so I'm playing percentages here. But I think if you back your own coaching methods, it's personally worth it to have these guarantees. And those are the components of a good niche. Now, that's a really kind of crash course variation. If you want the full kind of training on how to put together an attractive offer that's going to get you a premium price point, all you need to do, underneath this video, there'll be a link. Sign up for our business builder. There's an offer building section in there that allow you to do it. And there's also actually a section that allow you to build out your program. So training templates, nutrition templates, all of that stuff as well. So if you sign up for that, you could literally have an offer and have a way to deliver it within the space of 24 hours, and you can go to market. So anybody that's on the fence about online coaching after watching these videos, you want to dabble, that's your thing. It's completely free. Get involved. You never know. You might fucking make thousands in your first couple of months. And then you can come back and then you can pay us for our normal program. I would hope. Anyway, other than that, I think that's coming to the end of the 0 to 5K. You do one thing, sign up for the business builder. There's also a Facebook. When you sign up for the business builder, you will get an email with access to our free Facebook group as well. That's where you can get actual help and advice from me and the rest of my team. You can ask questions. We post extra stuff in there. Like I go live in there and chat shit like I'm doing now. So that'll be really useful for you to join as well. It's a great community full of people. I hope you've enjoyed this series as much as I've making it. I think it will make a big difference to the industry as a whole, to be honest. What are we doing next? We may be doing a 5 to 10K series. Cool. So there's going to be a little bit more coming on coaching. If Simon doesn't come up with any better ideas, we're going to start doing cars and watches. Yes. Because that's what YouTube seems to be. Other than that, thank you very much. Please recommend people to the channel. Make sure you subscribe. Please share it. Like the more coaches that see this, the better the standard of the industry will be. And the less sharky people. I don't like to talk bad about the industry, right? There's a lot of good business coaches, but there's also a lot of fucking useless ones. And I feel like this series and the business builder will make sure that a lot of people don't sign up to those people and waste their money or tie them into exceedingly long contracts that they pretend they can't get out of, because that's one that we hear a lot. Like, oh, I'm signed up, you've got me in for 12 months and it's shit. Here we go. This is the reason why you don't need to do those things. And then if you really, really love it and you want to work with us, if you go on my Instagram at Steve McGrath, there's loads of ways to get in touch about doing that also. Thank you very much.